What dark facts do you know about food industry? In my country, buffets often sell spoiled food, like if the employees see mold on top of the sour cream, they just scrape it down and continue selling it. Also, if they sell cooked meat, they often leave them on the counter for days and add some oil to it every morning to look fresh. The deep fryer grease is long overdue for a change, but it's expensive to do so nightly. Worse, I participated in as kitchen staff in a rather top-flight restaurant. On a slow summer Sunday afternoon, the boss sent us down to the walk-in meat coolers to spray paint the rusted walls. We were instructed to not remove the contents of cooler first, rather just shift the meat from one side of cooler to other. The coat of silver spray paint will come off during cooking. What's something small you started doing that makes you drastically happier? Realizing the difference between when I actually screwed up and when someone is taking their frustrations out on me, and then asking what's actually wrong. BC This isn't a proportional response to the issue. Going for walks, drastically happier, is probably an overstatement, but it has helped. Slowing down at work, I don't need to respond to every email right away, or make sure everything is up to date constantly. Some things can just wait. Undressing the moment I get home from work, swapping that piece of shit uniform to comfy soft clothes legit makes me chill out and smile just to think about it. Hiring managers of Reddit. What makes you immediately throw out a resume? I used to do a lot of hiring. It's disheartening to read so many comments about immediately eliminating overqualified candidates. Not all overqualified are just filling time and looking to jump ship ASAP. Many want to try something new, something less demanding, something that helps move them into a different role or field. It's a serious mistake to eliminate overqualified candidates without even talking with them. I remember a meme or maybe a TV skit from a while back. The hiring manager had a huge pile of resumes on his desk. Someone asked how he was going to sift through them all. He took 2/3 RDS of the pile, threw them in the trash, and remarked, "I don't hire unlucky people." Lol. An email address like dankmeister420 at. What famous place is not worth visiting? Me, an Egyptian. Ah shit, here we go again. In 3rd grade, a meteor crashed in the backyard of a kid's house in my neighborhood. He talked about it every day at school and said people weren't allowed to see because NASA was collecting samples. A few days later he said we could go see but everyone had to pay $5. Me and a few friends paid him and went over his house later that day. When we got to the backyard we saw a 3-foot deep hole that was clearly dug by a shovel. We called him out on it and he said something like, "That's where it landed, but the scientists dug around it with shovels to take samples." Worst $5 I've ever spent. I have no idea where you are nowadays, but fuck you, Benji. Times Square on New Year's Eve. Just forget it. It has never been worth it. What's a show from your childhood that no one else seems to remember? There's a specific age group that really enjoyed gargoyles. OMG, it's me, I'm the age group. I thought Sagwa the Chinese Siamese cat was a fever dream for so long. Cyberchase. Zaboomafoo and It's a Big Big World. Chalk Zone. Eureka's Castle. I loved that show. Also, David the Gnome. Dragon Tales. This show where two siblings had a magic dragon scale that took them to a dragon world and chilled with a big blue dragon and another that was twin-headed. I have never met anyone who remembers SWAT cats. Mummies Alive. Between the Lions. It was a reading show, I think on PBS? In the early 2000s.